Still on that manga binge per usual. I got one more I plan on reading after this. Then I'm gonna go back to the anime, maybe, unless I find another one I feel like reading. Also, you may notice my camera angle is a little different. I don't know. I kind of like raised everything on my desk, so I had to raise my camera as well, so it wasn't obscuring nothing. I'm not really sure how it looks. I'm not sure. It might just look a little off. Anyways, I went and picked up this manga because I found out it was made by the same dude who made Hell's Paradise. I still have not read Hell's Paradise. I planned on doing it pretty soon, but like, I'm pretty sure it's like 100 chapters, so not too soon, you know. I don't really got too much time to read all of that and still put out videos weekly, so yeah, it'd just be something I do when I get like a good amount of time off. Anyways, let's just get onto this manga. So the manga starts off giving MC the same little condition that Saitama got. You know, like when he's so strong, everything else seems so boring to him because nobody can beat him in a fight and he just one punches everything. Anyways, since you know he's so strong and nothing really comes up as a challenge as him, obviously, you know, that whole life would be boring. But obviously that boredom is going to come to an end real soon. One day he ends up saving this girl for some Yakuza dudes chasing after her. Obviously he beat them up. They just seemed like your generic anime thugs. Ain't nothing too crazy until you find out that them Yakuza was actually yokai, monster things. I'm gonna say this right now. The monsters in this are called like Ayashimon or some shit like that. I'm probably butchering it, but I'm probably just gonna be jumping in between names, calling them yokai, monsters, spirits. I don't know what I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call them anything but their actual name though, that's for sure. Anyways, after saving this girl, MC kind of just put himself in the middle of a conflict between some yokai crazy Yakuza dudes. And now, you know, MC might have been the strongest in the human world, but now if we come into literal monsters, that outcome ain't gonna be the same. So low key, them Yakuza he just beat up ended up transforming, and then they started whooping on him. But then again, you need to remember at the start when I said bro is just like Saitama, I wasn't talking just about power, I was talking about mentality too. As he was getting his ass beat, he was just getting even more hyped. And the more he's getting beat up, the happier he is. That sounds like some freak shit, but once he gets into that fight, he gets into that fight, and with nothing but his bare hands, he manages to take out a whole group of yokai Yakuza things. We just got an MC who's pretty much a masochist, and the more he gets beat, the stronger he gets. I feel like I need to put a pause on that. Anyways, after that little run-in they had, MC decided that he wanted to stick with this girl that he just saved, because he figured, hey, if I'm around her, I'm definitely going to be running into more fights with strong opponents, and you already know that's what he's for. So he joins up with her. This girl's name is Ura, by the way. And just to let you know, so you can know it from here on forthly, every person in this manga that's in a gang, Yakuza, or just whatever term I decide to use for a group is a yokai monster thing. The only human in this whole manga is MC. I just want to let that be known right here. In this manga universe, the Yakuza, mafia, mob, whatever you want to call it, is just full of monsters. And this girl Ura is also one as well, and she also happens to be a crime boss. And if you're wondering why she was being attacked at the start by some Yakuza gang, don't ask that question because I don't even know. I think there was genuinely throwaway generic thugs to show off MC's power. With that context given, let me continue with the story. Stop asking questions. Now, I did say MC joined up in her gang, but her gang kind of only consists of just Ura. There's no other members. So MC joins and it's practically just a duo. Or not practically, it literally is. Now, even though there's only two of them, this Ura girl's main whole goal is to like take over the whole Yakuza, mafia, mob market, you know, just be top boss. And also she wants to get revenge on some people who killed her father or whatever, but like shut the fuck up on that. Anyways, they ended up going to like this district that's full of yokai. I'm pretty sure it's a red light district, but like it's completely ran by Yakuza, and the Yakuza are yokai, so boom boom. And obviously if she wants to take over this shit, they're gonna have to go to the main capital of it. They kind of just came in here, and with MC's power they ended up whacking out a gang and taking their whole little spot they got. Nothing too crazy, but by doing that they kind of attracted the attention to one of the bigger gangs in the area. And actually, I mean, the biggest gang in the area. And now you would think since they are the biggest gang in the area, they ain't gonna trip too much on like some small fry. You know, it's a 2-person gang. They ain't gonna trip on that. Usually they would just send some like little goons on them and get that shit handled, right? But nah, they skipped all of that and the main boss himself pulled up on them. I can low-key respect that. Even for a small 2-person gang, dude got out his chair and decided he wanted to handle it himself. So obviously him and MC get to boxing. That's how it was gonna go. But sadly this time MC's usual plot armor ain't gonna work here. I said it about 6 minutes ago probably. He the strongest in the human world, but when he step out here, he's kind of getting cooked. Most of the people he was fighting was still fighting with the hands, but this dude got like his whole magic type of shit going on, so he kind of faced MC real easy. That plot armor wasn't enough and MC ended up getting knocked out cold. The only reason they actually survived that encounter was because Ura decided to step in and help them escape. She got her own little transformation like all the other Yakuza yokai do. It low-key looks dope as hell. There's a lot of dope looking shit in this manga. There's going to be another like transformation I'm going to show you around the end, and genuinely it's like one of the coolest things I've seen all year. Anyways, after barely escaping that encounter and getting whooped, obviously they figured that they should probably get stronger and also recruit some more members to the gang because it's just them two and then a non-factor. You can see him on the panel right now. He's one of them comedic relief characters. He kind of just joined in the gang on some like side plot shit. Anyways, they decided they needed to get stronger and to recruit some more people. But before I get into that, I want to give you some more context that I've been withholding because it wasn't relevant until now. It's about Ura. You've probably been wondering more about her because all I gave you was her name and told you she was a monster with a dope ass transformation. Her father that I mentioned that got killed, the one that she wants revenge for, her father, yeah, I don't know why I said the same thing twice. Anyways, he was like the top boss, the thing she wants to be now, but he was like the top boss. He had all the gangs in the area under him working for him. But then eventually, you know, he was killed. But now you're probably wondering, okay, if he was up there, why is Ura by herself now? Well, that's just because her father kind of just kept her a secret. Because, you know, since he's up there, everyone around him is going to have to get with it too. And to just keep his daughter safe, he kept her a secret from the world. But now he's dead. Ura wants revenge. You know how that is. But even though she was kept secret, there are a few people that know about her still. So with her ties, she ended up coming to another major gang that is in the area trying to form a little alliance. They came to like this little biker gang with the leader right here. His name is Kodon. I don't know why I'm giving him a name because he's not too important, but he also has a cool transformation you're finna see in a second too. That's like the main takeaway factor for some of these side characters, low-key. But anyways, after finding out who Ura was, they was cool to work with her, but they had one little issue, and that was with MC. They saying they only gonna help Ura out if MC's outside the picture. Why? No clue. They just not fucking with it. So per usual, the only way to settle this is to box it out. Look at this dude Kodon's fucking transformation. I told you this boy look clean. He ain't too relevant, but he look clean. Anyways, as you know, MCs can't lose 2 fights in a row, so MC ends up kind of cooking this dude, and then he just gotta put respect on him, and that settles that whole issue with them not fucking with MC and their alliance is born there. I kind of wanted to just rush past that because with their alliance, a whole bunch of new information is gonna get dumped on you. I know I called this Kotan dude irrelevant like 5 times, but he does give a lot of knowledge that you're supposed to know because he was actually cool with Ura's father, so he ends up telling us a whole bunch. It turns out Ura's father wasn't actually killed. That was just a misconception that Ura thought she wasn't really close with her father because, you know, he cut ties with her and kept her locked up in secret. Or not really locked up, but just like not in the outside presence. I'm not sure how to frame that. All you need to know is that she knows nothing about her father. Still wants revenge for whatever reason. Anyways, it's not really the fact that he died that she wants revenge. It's because of what happened after the fact. After Ura's father died, a certain gang leader that was working under him went and messed with his will to make himself inherit the big gang that Ura's father was running. Now, if you're looking at the panel and recognizing, bro, that certain someone is Dopo, aka the same dude that just whooped MC a good 10 minutes ago. I mean, these dudes just got cooked by bro. So they already had a reason to get back at this dude, but after finding out that that dude is the whole person that Ura wants revenge on, it becomes clear that that's going to be the main villain. Ura didn't know who she was searching after to get revenge on, by the way, but Kodan just told him who it was. So, but quite literally, right once they figure out who the villain is, the manga literally just rushes them straight into the final battle. There's like a good 5 chapters in between them learning Dopo was the villain and then them going right up to bro and finding him. In between those chapters, MC had like his own little training arc or whatever, but that's about it. You want to know what's crazier about that? Is that this dude isn't actually even Dopo, it's just a dude mimicking him, and this is the final fight in the manga, by the way, just to give you context. On the way to try to fight the real Dopo, they ended up fighting some other gang, and then one person in the gang could just, you know, copy other people, so he turned into Dopo and started fighting. So he kind of like masked himself as the final villain, even though he really isn't the final villain, but he is the final villain because it's the final fight in the manga. The person that they just shouted out as the villain isn't even going to get fought in this manga. This is the dope ass transformation I wanted to show y'all though. Even though this was a disappointment, I can't lie, the transformation was tough. Dead ass, I literally set that as my screensaver right when I was reading that. I took a screenshot, smacked that bitch right on my wallpaper. Also, if you was paying attention to the time when I showed you my shit, it is 4 in the morning. I don't know, I just felt like I had to let y'all know that. And you know, let's make it even crazier because the final fight wasn't even just with MC. Everybody in the gang, including with the Alliance, just jumped bro, and they called it that. And so the final fight wasn't even a real fight because they just jumped the final boss. I can't hate it though. And then the manga kind of just ended with bro talking about some, hey, with the power of friendship, I can make it through anything. And then boom, cut, black screen, it was over. I really wish this manga didn't get fucking canceled. I wish it got the 300 chapters that it deserved because you know it deserved it. And I know, like, you noticed how quick the plot points I was throwing out, that this shit was rushed. If you read this manga yourself, you can tell at what point the author knew this shit was getting canceled and he decided to just get that shit rushed out. Like, I rarely read shonen these days. I don't got nothing against it. I've just been drifting more to like the drama romance shit as of recent. Shonen's still cool, no diss to it, but like this I really fucked with. And you know it's good when even though the plot was rushed, I still fucked with it. And I know that it really deserves more than it did, but it got canceled. So, you know, we ain't gonna see it unless the author decides to pick it back up and give it another chance. Like I said, same dude who made this made Hell's Paradise. Boy, I know you got the funds now, boy. Hell's Paradise did great. You got Mappa on that shit. Come on, bro. Bring it back up. You know you want to come back to this shit, bro. This shit should have got the treatment Hell's Paradise did. It might be recency bias because I just read this, but I feel like the plot in this was more entertaining than Hell's Paradise. Who knows? Who knows? I ain't fully read Hell's Paradise, so maybe I'm calling it too early. But seeing where this would have gone, I would have really preferred that over Hell's Paradise. No lie. It's whatever though. I ain't gonna keep talking about could have beens or what it could have been or ifs and buts. As it stands, I'd say it's decently solid on its own, even though we all know, the author knows, it definitely could have been fleshed out and dragged out way longer. All the stuff I mentioned was literally stuffed into only 25 chapters. That's how you know that shit got pushed out. Or maybe I'm just having another bias moment because I really fuck with the Yakuza mob and mafia type themed shit.